How y'all doing? Hope everybody been good. Wanted to drop in and give y'all a quick little video. And in today's video, I want to talk about car purchases. Are cars holding us back from building wealth? And if y'all see me looking down, just looking at my notes. But I want to talk about a little bit about my experience in car purchases, and also talk about like my opinion on how I feel about them. And when we talk about monthly expenses, whether it be for a family or a single person, usually housing is the largest expense, and right below that you have transportation. So when we're talking about car payments, car insurance, gas maintenance, things of that nature. And just jumping right into it, yes, cars can be a wealth killer. We have people that are buying cars that they just simply can't afford. And afford meaning like you're able to save and invest at the end of the month. We don't want it where outside of all your bills you don't have no money. For one, like I said, we want to be able to save and invest, but we also want to be able to enjoy the money as well. So if you're a slave to your lifestyle, in the sense all your money is going toward bills, you have to go to work, it's not, after a while it's going to get tiring. And obviously we need cars. You got to be able to go to work, you got to go be able to do things, you got to be able to go places. But past, when we get to talking about like luxury vehicles and things of that nature, that's a choice. That's why I'm gonna keep emphasizing, like, if you can comfortably afford it, cool. But if you can't, that's fine. And you know how much you can afford. That's why you should definitely be tracking your income and expenses and looking at your budget to see like how much car can you afford comfortably, where you still have enough money to save at the end of the month. And I see it a lot of times with young people, especially, where yesterday video I had did where we talked about lifestyle inflation. The more money you make, the more money you spend. And you see young people at their first big boy job, first big girl job, and they just go crazy with their purchases. And it's like, it's not really their fault though, because we look at, like, especially from a certain different demographic, you were taught since a young age to, when you get older, you're gonna buy the nice things. Like, I used to have the poster on my wall, the really fast car, and you like, when I get older, man, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that. But we have to kind of realize, like, a lot of these nice things is holding us back from building wealth, if we're being honest. And I'm not, with me making this video, don't take it with me saying do not go buy cars. I'm just trying to help, just expand our mindset a little bit, make us think a little bit differently. But like, for one, just making sure the car that you're purchasing, it makes sense for you. And for two, just like, instead of putting our money towards car payments that we don't need, we could start putting that money towards assets that's actually going to help us build wealth and actually help us attain freedom. And why do we like nice cars? Just being honest, a lot of people, it's the main thing, especially young people, we want to show people we're doing good. We gotta, when we're talking about our egos, like, some of us genuinely like cars and we're car people, but a lot of us, we could, you could just do with a regular car. But if you buy a regular car, you're not getting as much validation, you're not getting the praise and all that, But I'm gonna keep asking, like, we have to start realizing, like, is that really helping us? And say we're talking about like the same year model cars, like, those are definitely optional. I'm at the point in life where I'm really I'm just trying to buy cash for a car if I do need a new car. And we also have to realize, like, I think a lot of times people say the like sweet spot if you is trying to buy a new car is usually like 3 years, like when we're talking about like added, like, from a value perspective. But say all that to say, making sure whatever you feel like you're doing with your car, just making sure it makes sense for you. Excuse me. Is it fitting into your budget? Are you able to save it at the end of the month? Are you still having space between how much you make and how much you spend? And just speaking on my personal experience, when I was 19, I bought my first car. Should I have bought that car looking back? No. Like, if I knew what I knew now. But I think we'll say that for a lot of things in our life. So I definitely want to say I regret it. Reason being, I didn't know any better. And also, I still have that car to this day. So it sort of kind of has worked out for me. But, just talking about it real quick. When I was in, just backstory, when I was in high school, my mama, she used to, we had the Toyota Camry, the gold Toyota Camry. If you know, man, that was my baby. So she'll be going to work, she'll let me drive it to school and stuff, let me go places, da. She ended up getting a new car. She got a new Toyota. She let me have that car. And I used to drive it around. My mom had that car for about 15 years. So then I used to drive around a lot. So got to a point where it was about at $300,000. And the transmission went out on it. So at the time I was 19, I didn't really know no better. What I should have did is got it fixed and, kept rolling from there. Or if anything, bought a cash car and kept rolling. But I ended up getting a 2017 Toyota Corolla. This was the end of 2020. And I guess the other thing did is help me with my credit because I didn't have a cosign on it. So, and I made my payments on time. So I was able to get started with my credit real early too. Like even more than I was already doing. And the payments on it, I don't think it was like a good deal. I tried to find the paperwork for y'all so I could actually show y'all, but I couldn't find it. But like I said, I didn't know no better. The payments on it was $356 a month, and the insurance on it starting out was $350 a month. I ended up paying it off, I want to say about 2-3 years ago. So total, that's $700 a month. That's a lot of money. With now how I look at things, like what could I be doing that $700? I could be putting that to investment vehicles. I'd be putting it into, bid, whatever I'm putting in, it definitely don't need to be going towards a car that I didn't need. And that's how I wanted to start thinking about things. Like I said, I should have got it fixed. I kept my Camry, or I should have got a used car and just bought it cash. And, it's not no secret these past 5 years that the stock market has done really well. It's not no secret that Bitcoin has went up. It's not no secret that gold has went up these past 5 years. And I'm saying 5 years because that's when I had bought the car, like the end of 2020. So that's how I want us to start looking at things, because a lot of times I see it where people have it where, man, I don't got no money to invest. And it's like, well, where is your money going? A lot of times it's going towards really nice houses and really nice cars that it's not necessarily needed. And, say that $700 a month was went into investments, man, my life would be completely different right now, with being honest. Or even if you didn't invest the whole $700 a month, you put in $500 a month. And that's the beautiful thing about all of this with me, like, I guess sharing my journey, is because you can see the growth of, like, at the time I didn't know. I think that's right around the time I really got into, trying to understand money management, trying to do smart things with money, but at the same time, I wasn't all the way in. And I don't think you never could be all the way in. I guess you could say I was around, like, 60% of like attaining the knowledge, the mindset, but I wasn't being as practical. And I still was able to save money at the end of the month, but now I'm like more on the older I get, I'm more like on the extreme tip of like trying to put as much money as humanly possible and trying to keep my expenses as low as humanly possible. So I got the car 2019, got the car end of 2020. I guess I was 19, 20 at the time, somewhere around there. So 2023, I came across another situation where I almost got a car. Well, I wasn't nowhere near buying a car this time, but it was just a situation where it popped up on me. So I used to drive a lot. I still do, but not as much. And like when I say I ran up some miles on my Corolla, the one I had bought. So I guess I don't know if it's dumb, but I was thinking, okay, I got like 100,000 something miles on my car. Maybe I could try to trade this in or buy a little cash car that's way older, but it has less miles. That way I could, basically start all the way over. And I had went to the Toyota dealership, and it's one of these things where I was right around that time, I had my business, and I was really studying sales. And I could really, like, just peep the plot of, like, how he was trying to sell to me, like, all the little tactics and stuff he was using. And I was trying to explain to him, like, hey, I'm trying to get a used, like a 10-year-old car I could pay cash. But I didn't really know that, like, at the time, when we're talking about people that work in commission sales, you don't really get paid for when customers come in and buy the old stuff. You get paid for the new stuff. So I'm telling him all this, and he's like, yeah. So then we just walk outside, and he have a 2023 sitting for me. I'm like, okay. I ain't really come for this, but I guess I'll take it for a test drive. And, man, that shit was amazing, bro. The smell, how smooth it ride. It got the speed limit sign on the down. Like, damn, what is it? But I ain't come for that, bro. Like, this, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, I can get you down to $350 a month. I'm like, nah, bro, I came for what I came for. And it just didn't make sense to me. Like, what is a new 2023 doing for me? Nothing. Like, it's not help. I mean, it's a good look, you know what I'm saying, but that's it. Like, it's not helping me along my journey. It's nothing I need. So why would I buy this car? And I didn't end up getting it. And I want to emphasize, he kept talking about the monthly payment. A lot of times when you look at, like, if you look at how one of my best friends, he used to sell, my best friend, he used to sell cars. A lot of times they're gonna mention the monthly payment. They're not gonna talk about the whole big price a lot, because psychologically, when you think about the monthly payment compared to the large price of the total amount of car, the monthly payment feels a lot easier. Like, it's you don't really feel the monthly payment compared to the big price. Like, let's say if you didn't have the option of paying monthly payment, a lot of us, and you just had to pay the car in full when you buy it. A lot of the whole world, especially America, it would be just completely different on how we view things. Because if you even go back to like 100 years ago, to where, like, when we talk about cars and houses and things, people didn't really pay. Well, a little bit over 100 years, people didn't really pay on payments. Like, they paid in full for a lot of things. And nowadays, obviously, it's a lot different. And even if you look at like 100 years from now, like, it's gonna be a lot different. Things are always evolving. We're talking about payments and stuff like that. So, you know, you gotta pay attention to stuff like that, because that's why we have to start looking at the big picture, like the big number, the total price, because over time, that's what you're gonna pay. And then, especially when you talk about interest and things, like, all that adds up over time. So we have to start looking at things like that. So I then ended up getting it. So then another situation happened in 2025. This was last year in summer. So got to my mama's house. You know, my mama's house it's on the driveway, but it's on the slant. So I go up the hill, I hear a sound. Damn, boy, you know how it be, boy. You having a good day. Your car said, "Oh, I got you." So I go home, and as I'm trying to get home, it's messing up. I'm like, damn. So right when I get to the crib, like, I'm about to turn into the apartment, it won't go no more. So whole time my transmission it went out. So it's another situation. I had it basically the same exact situation I had when I was 19 when I got my Corolla, which this is my Corolla I'm in now. What, 5 years later, the transmission go out on it like it did on the Camry. So when I did the Camry, I bought the Corolla. So this time I'm in the same situation. I could pay $3,000 to get the transmission fixed, or I could pay $30,000 for a new car. Now I'm definitely way more knowledgeable, and I'm definitely more on game. It's like, bro, the $30,000 didn't make sense to me at all. Like, why would I do that? Why do I need a new car? I don't. The $30,000 in my head is like, bro, I could put that into investment vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying it just for, like, just to talk and make it sound good. I'm actually trying to invest money now. And, you know, I paid $3,000 to get transmission fit. So that, like, you can see now, is like, you can see the sort of kind of journey of, like, the mindset shift. And we have to start, you know, we have to start realizing, like, when we talk about wealth and freedom, getting there at a faster pace. To get there at a faster pace, you have to keep your expenses as low as humanly possible. It's one of these things where you can't have the cake and eat it too, for most people. I see people where they having, like, they talk about this lifestyle that they want, and they like, oh man, I can't see myself working the next 40 years, But you look at their day-to-day actions and what are they doing with their money and their lifestyle habits, and you're probably gonna have to keep working for the next 40 years, probably longer than that. Like, you're not doing nothing to get this lifestyle you want. Like, it's sort of kind of delusional in a sense. Like, you have to work for what you want. Like, you can't be out here relying on luck and wishes and hope. Like, it just don't work that way for most of the time. And, you know, I say all that to say, I got another story for y'all. Like, get it out your system. So my brother, my brother's, he's younger than me, so already, like, everything he's done, I just sort of kind of went through the same thing. We sort of kind of, like, similar in a lot of, he bought his first car, he's like 20 now, I believe. He bought his first car when he was 19, and it was sort of kind of like damn near identical. Well, the way he bought it went because his car broke down. Still, like, he's in the military, so it was a little bit different situation. But, like, the payments about the same as when I bought my first car. But he realized even sooner, like, it just didn't make sense. Like, I went in and said a year later, he's like, he sold it, not because he had to, but because it didn't make sense for his situation. Like, you know, and then it was one of these things where he's like, man, now I feel like, you know, I don't owe nobody. Being debt free just feels good. Like, you know, and it's like, get it out your system. Sometimes it might be where you really, really want the car, you really, really want the crib or whatnot. Get it. And does it, you know what I'm saying? See how you feel along. Like, does it really, do you really like what you have, and is it really helping your situation? Some people gonna say yes, and there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people gonna realize, like, a nice thing is just a nice thing. Like, it ain't really doing anything for me, not really helping me financially, not really helping me mentally. The other things helping is like, excuse me, a lot of times it's just ego. And we have to start realizing, like, when it comes to these cars and houses, like, don't buy more car than you need. If you can afford it, cool, but a lot of people simply can't afford what they're buying. And you know, you got people nowadays, $1,000 car payments. We're not even factoring in insurance and gas. It's like, that's crazy. But some people, that's cool. You know, some people, that's what they, you know what I'm saying, they cool with it, and they're perfectly fine. I'm not, like I said, I can't tell nobody what to do with their money, but I, you know, just telling my story, and also just trying to get our mindset shifting different to, like, we have to start buying assets, and we have to start buying things that's going to appreciate in value, because, you know, as soon as you take that car to light, it's losing value. And, you know, that's what we have to start getting towards, and a lot of us are, but we have to get even more people towards that. And if y'all have any questions, man, please reach out to me. Okay, if y'all could, please like, comment, subscribe. Definitely help out the channel a little bit. And, you know, tell friends if y'all do like it. You know, if y'all have any questions, I'm definitely here to answer. And, man, I hope y'all stay blessed.